I'm sorry, are you addressing me? Because your authority is not recognized in Fort Kickass.
Are not rubbers.
Oh my God. Okay, yes, you can rub them, but just please don't hurt my family.
I mean, we're not robbers.
Oh.
Hi, this is Harry from Manipulant.
This is Brian from One Man Standing.
This is Meg from Shape of the Sun.
This is Jess from Choose Lab.
You're listening to Dr. Bones.
Dr. Bones and Mike. Dr. Bones and Mike.
And you're listening to New Music Saturdays.
This is Martin from Dirty Rock.
JJ from Juxta.
Hey, this is Leslie
And Jason.
of The Sweetest Condition. New Music Saturday.
Music Saturday.
New Music Saturday.
New Music Saturday.
And you're listening to New Music Saturdays.
New Music Saturday. Dr. Bones and Mike. New Music Saturday.
Right on, this is Dr. Bones for New Saturday Part 2 with my co-host, the guitarist that everybody wished they were, Mike1inFive.
Hello.
And of course, our special guest who didn't join us next week, but we got him this week time. This is Manipulant. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
So, man, we had a few issues last week, but we got to this week. So, let's get right into it. So, your latest album you sent me, and man, what a crazy mix of stuff. Now, the first question I have to ask you is, you mentioned in an email earlier that you mastered Reason, which is a very, very heartbroken master, and that's one that Trent Reznor uses. And I've tried a bunch of times, and it just drove me at the wall. So, how did you have the patience for that, to do that?
Well, I don't know about if patience is the right. You just have to keep going at it. I mean, the first probably couple of months I had it. I mean, I couldn't even do the most basic. I couldn't do a drum beat. It's very, very difficult. Once you figure it out, there's a ton of really, really cool features to it that you can, you don't have to be able to play 85 instruments. You just have to play one, and you can. Like the new song I'm working on has tuba in it, so
nice.
It's just really cool that all those things are available to you without having the actual ability to play them.
Right on, man. Like I said, I was about a month into it. It's like, oh, man, F this, I'm done. Because it was just so frustrating, and just the patience that it takes to kind of keep at it, make the thing work is good, because it is a very program that is very much involved, but it's so hard to work with. Once you get down, it's amazing. But wow. So hats off to you, because it frustrated the hell out of me. I couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, the Run song, first song off the new album, sounds completely. It sounds as if it's done by full band, and it's done completely on Reason. So I was pretty proud of that to make it sound as if I had a 4-piece. But it is difficult, but it takes time. It's worth it, I think, once you get the hang of it.
Well, man, I have to ask you, like, just your song composure in general. How do you go about that? Like, what's your kind of process to it?
I don't necessarily have a particular process I work with. Sometimes I'll have some lyrics and I'll build a song around that. Other times I'll just the thing that's cool about Reason is I can punch in a drum beat and then start adding some keyboard to it, and add some effects and do some different things to it, and all of a sudden it becomes a song. And the other ideas, the add-ons, the melodies, all that stuff starts following behind. It really helps me as a creative tool, having all the options on it. So to answer, I don't really have a specific method to compose.
So no plan of attack, essentially.
No, not at all.
And that's not a bad thing, mind you. Like I said, it's more or less a curiosity of both of us, just because we want to kind of try to understand of how it works, because people have so many different ways of composing music, and whether it's like an all-one effort or it's kind of like a bunch of different outside sources. It's just a curiosity. So before we get to our first song here, you did send me your last album before the newest one with some cool songs as well. So, and it's a little different. So, what do you figure kind of help you make the change from one album to the next?
Again, it's a lot of times it begins with one song. I'll sit around and I'll come up with an idea and kick out a song, and then I might have something that I worked on 3 years ago that I'm like, hey, this really fits well with what I'm doing now, and I can incorporate that. And it's amazing how quickly when I do that an album can just automatically come together, because it's not like I'm sitting there and I'm constructing it from song 1 through song 9.
Right.
I've got stuff that I've been working on for years that's sitting there, and then all of a sudden I can pop it in and say, wow, this works well with it.
No.
So I probably... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
I was
Dave.
going to say, I probably have like 4 more albums worth of material on my hard drive that, if the right circumstance, I could plug them into to what I'm working on.
Right on. Well, and that being said, so since it's just kind of all over the place, do you ever have like an essential storyline to the album, or just kind of goes as it flows?
With Electro, which is the last album, it kind of I started off the album with Run, and it kind of was a reflection of what I was seeing around me and the world and the problems that we seem to be having, in the disasters and the crazy people,
Right.
and the politics and and you can see the tension on people, and it's not something I've ever experienced. I mean, you just walk down the street and you see people, people are arguing, and that were friends before, and it just seems so dark. And Run came from that, and then the rest of the album kind of followed that theme.
Right on. Well, you know what? I'm gonna pass the question over to Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, welcome, Mike. Good to hear
Thank
from you.
you. Thank you. Welcome to you too. Listen, I love Electro. I think it's a really, really cool album. It's interesting hearing you say about how it can start from one track and then you pull other things from different stuff you've perhaps already done, because it flows really, really nicely. So I'm guessing you must have quite a large back catalogue of music kind of sitting there waiting. How do you, what brings a song to the top of that? What brings it to this pile, I suppose? What is it that, at what point do you go, okay, this is ready?
Well, I have a memory for what's in there. I remember things like something I may have just did a doodle on 3 years ago. I can listen to something I'm working on now, and it just pops into my head, and I'll go back and dig it out. Sometimes it'll take me 2 hours to find the file, but I'll go back and find it, and it just seems like I have a memory for things that I've composed in the past, and somehow the ability to put them all together when it fits.
Nice, that's really cool. So it's just all in your head. ready to pluck. I love that. That's brilliant, because I write riffs all the time and then forget them instantly. So I have the exact opposite process, because for me it's just like, if I can't remember it the next day, it's probably not good enough to be.
I have the same problem with lyrics. I'll write something and then it's gone. If I didn't put it to paper, in 10 minutes I've completely forgotten it.
Yeah, I'm a terrible lyricist. that's half the reason why, because I can never remember anything. Cool. You've got like Bonesy said, you do a whole range of stuff. There's loads going on, which is really, really exciting. What kind of bands or artists or people influence you? What feeds into that? Because it's really eclectic, and I guess it's kind of in the name as well. But what is it that gets you to that point?
I was Brian Eno was kind of the beginning of this type of stuff, and he's very influential. And a band called Legendary Pink Dots, I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're kind of off the grid a little bit, but they're another big influence on me. But I love pop music too. Like some of my favorite pop songs are like '80s Cure songs. I mean, it comes from all over. Tom Waits is another influence on me with the bizarre percussion that he uses sometimes.
Yeah.
There's just so many cool things to pull from. It doesn't make sense to stick to one type of music, I think.
Tom Waits is a brilliant person to cite because he's just like, what a legend. He's done absolutely everything. I have to ask you, because it's sort of an accidental running theme on NMS, but as soon as you mentioned The Cure, what's your favourite Cure album?
I think The Head on the Door.
Ooh, nice. What's yours, Bonesy, in case no one already knew?
Oh, man. Well, you know, The Generation, best album.
There you go. Mine's still Bloodflowers, but
Yeah.
it's a constant debate.
Yeah, debatable, right? So.
I mean, I say debate. It just kind of we just say.
Oh, please.
That's it. Oh man, this is going off track really early on.
All Mike's fault.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's all my fault. Where are we? Oh yeah, Manipulant. What's your favourite type of cheese?
What?
My favorite type of melted.
Say that again. Sorry.
Melted.
Melted. Oh, I like that. The only reason I asked that is I've got a really good cheese joke that I thought I'd share with you.
Oh boy, go ahead.
Which is So, what kind of cheese doesn't belong to you?
No, go ahead. I have no idea.
Yeah, neither.
Nacho cheese.
Oh my God! Like, really? Did you get that from South Park? Did you get that from Jimmy? Going, hey everybody.
That was in a Bazooka Joe bubblegum.
It actually was in South Park last week as well. So.
There you go. And with that, Bonesy, I'll hand back to you.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to get to the first song of the night by Manipulant. And this is off his last album. This one's called Electric Cigarette. And this is the secondhand smoke mix. Dig this.